Hello everyone, welcome back. So today we're going to be playing Azir, and we'll be facing off against the Grand Heist adventure from the Rogues of Runeterra campaign. We're finally at the end, and since we need to beat this adventure with a Shurima champion, I figured we would use Azir. It's going to be interesting. I'm just going to try and draft a very heavy champion deck, and then since because of his power, Azir shares all the items he has with the champions in my deck, I should be able to just curve out using the various champions until I have a full board of very high stated units, and I just win. In order to make that easier, I have the Star Gem, so that every champion becomes progressively cheaper, and the Wolf Stalker's Blade just makes it so I can keep control of the board, since that's one of the things this deck struggles at. Poppy and Evia Shen. Poppy with Black Liver is very good. Anivia we will unfortunately won't be able to level up, and Shen captures something on summon. I'm inclined to pick Poppy because of the doubling of the stats she gets. But Shen is very tempting because it gives us access to the Spirit's Refuge, which is a very good card. Key Guardian is decent. I guess we get an Emperor's deck card from it, and they are better since we're playing Azir, so they do get some buffs. But Poppy, I'll take the Poppy. Worst case scenario, I'll cut the two cards that came alongside the Poppy, but hopefully it won't come to that. Explosive Finale, Wounded Prey, Phalanx. Let's reroll, we can do better. Endless Wealth, Boarding Party. Endless Wealth is just such an underwhelming power. It kind of feels bad to reroll an epic, but just like I said, it's just underwhelming. Now this is a significantly better power. Allies everywhere get +1/+1. Now there's no way we can lose. Irelia for 4. Do I want the Irelia? Grant all Azir's items to other champions in your deck and hand. Yeah, sure, let's get Irelia. Just for fun. Sons of Time. It's too slow. Bloodthirsty Marauder. I'll pick up the Sons of Time. Drumming's form is not that great. I guess we'll take the draw. Take the draw again. Winds of War, River Shaper. Yardle Captain. I guess we pick up the draw again. These are pretty bad. Come on, give me something good. Preservationist. I guess. The current Safecracker. Ransom Riches, Pilfered Goods. I'm just going to take it as a 1 mana give allies +1/+1 this round. Rash Gambler, Inspiring Mentor. It's our last pick, so let's try to get something good. Wraith of Echoes. I really want Wraith of Echoes to be good, but I never make full use out of it. The games just don't go long enough for it to be useful. Right, I didn't even check what the power for this adventure was. What is it? When the player gains the attack token, they grow the foe's weakest unit stats to 1 more than the strongest unit stats. Right. That's what makes this adventure tricky, is that the opponent's stuff will always be just slightly bigger than mine. This is a very weak first turn, but unfortunately we don't have any better plays. Next turn we can go Renekton. We won't be able to chain anything else, but Renekton levels up here and goes ahead and clears 2 of the opponent's units. He attacks like that. I figured he would attack with the fearsome. I don't know why he's attacking like this. I'm going to take it. The opponent grows his units. Yep. It's fine, we can just chain all of my champions now. We draw down the Azir. That thing gets killed. The opponent doesn't play anything. Interesting. Let's do Poppy. That doesn't kill Poppy. I think the opponent's just dead here. I can drop down the Irelia. She kills those 2. And then we attack with everything and the opponent dies. And just like that, we were able to overwhelm the opponent on a single turn. We just need to survive until we can build up a big enough board of champions. And then we just straight up kill the opponent. Nasus with quick strike blade. Not sure. Let's try to draft as many champions as possible. Champion item chest, chamber of renewal, shop. Let's try to give Azir another item. Ancient coin, dragon tooth, overwhelm. Overwhelm is pretty good. The only champion that has it by default is Renekton. So I'm still going to be getting some value out of it. Yeah, let's pick up the overwhelm. Bohuru cultist. This encounter is going to be rather aggressive. I'm definitely going to need the Azir. I didn't get him at the start last time around, but it didn't matter because I was still able to chain champions. There he is. This makes our turn significantly easier. Now we can go Azir immediately at the start. And then next turn we chain 2 champions. And from those 2 champions that we chain, we can get a 3rd one.
Not my first gunfight. Son of a...
Really? You blocked that? I didn't think the opponent would want to block. I suppose that's good for me, because now we have to deal with a smaller board. Let's do Renekton. And depending on what the opponent plays here, I'll play another champion. Either Nasus or Irelia. Or maybe he just plays nothing. In that case, let's do this. Try to get the opponent to play something. Yeah, so it dies to the Poppy. Let's drop on the Irelia. It will allow us to kill the opponent next turn. Or makes it easier. Just in case he has some sort of interaction. Nice. So far so good. I don't remember how hard this encounter or this adventure was last time it was introduced, but I think I struggled a bit more than I am struggling right now. Let's just pick up the Endless Devout, I guess, just because it can have its cost reduced. out of the way. It's not that synergistic. Gemmed crafting is not that great, but I'm going to pick it up anyway because I have no better options. Honored Lord gives an item to our champions, so it will be either set or action if I want that reward. Normally I would go for Twisted Fate since Twisted Fate is the most generically good one. I guess we have to pick to go for action instead then. Yeah, sure.
Impeccable taste, my friend.
It doesn't really feel good, but it's an additional champion that I can play, and it starts in my opening hand every time. So it will be good to curve out using... we can go action Azir into another champion, since that will reduce the cost of our champions by 2.
Do not see what is, see what will be.
Let's go ahead and kill this very quickly. We don't want the opponent to start doubling the stats of his units right at the start.
In Shurima's name.
We don't have a Renekton this time around. It should still be fine though.
Elevated positions for elevated profession.
Let's drop down the Irelia.
They will find our lands do not take well.
We can go Poppy right after. I can even go Nasus here if I really wanted to. Can I kill the opponent next turn if I go Nasus? Let's draw one. 18 plus or 19 plus 13 is 21. 30. Yeah, it's enough. We're getting very lucky. All we need for this deck to just collapse is to not draw any of our champions, which is actually pretty hard because of how many of them we have in the deck. Now we even have an action in addition to that. Infinity Edge, Radiant Plate Armor, Iceborne Gauntlet. I guess we pick up the Infinity Edge. The Iceborne Gauntlet has anti-synergy with the Stalker's Blade. And here, what do I cut? Let's cut the Sands of Time. I don't think I'm ever casting that. I picked it up when I figured I would have longer games, but as it turns out, every game is just been extremely quick. This one might be a bit longer though. We can't just kill the clock and we actually have to play to count down the landmark. We're actually not really that favored this in this encounter. We're going to fill up our board way too much. Oh, the Azir doesn't share his items with the action. Oh, that's a big problem. I might have made this game harder than it needs to be because of that. I'll wait for the next turn. I think I'm just going to trade the action. Unfortunately, I thought the Azir would share the items with the action, but yeah, it makes sense. We get the action after the trigger from Azir, so obviously Azir wouldn't share his items.
What is, see what will be.
I guess it's fine that if I take damage here, we'll just go ahead and heal after this. game anyway. Let's do Poppy.
Today's the day I find that hero.
13. I think I'm overriding the landmark from the action because it doesn't really matter.
They will find our lands do not take well to themselves.
The action is not really the win condition this game. Let's try to proc this Sun Disc, yep.
Sky, past and present. The order is given. It is time. Stand down.
I might even be able to kill the opponent with damage instead of the instead of following the
It is time. I am
normal win condition. It's just to proc this landmark.
arise.
No backing down.
I just have to ensure that he doesn't get to stick any units onto the board. At least not permanently on his defensive turn. So that way I don't have to worry about the units growing to match mine. I go Keeper's Verdict there. It's going to be significantly above the opponent's unit, but yeah, let's pass. We have the time. Or do I go Crumbling Sands? Yeah, let's do Crumbling Sands.
Return to the desert.
Another Time Bomb. The opponent has infinite cards in his deck. Let's do this. Doesn't really matter how we win, what matters is that we win. Let's do Flawless Duet. We might be able to level up the Irelia eventually. Attack again. We're doing 100 damage a turn, at least. That means that in 7 turns, or 7 offensive turns, we kill the opponent. It doesn't really matter. Just do this to empty your hand. I'll play something else. Nah, let's wait for the opponent's next turn. We're drawing a bit too much. Let's play Renekton here over the action. Unfortunately, action has run its course. Since he has no items, he is not as great as my other champions. He's not going to attack here, right? Yeah. I'm still going to Keeper's Verdict here, however, because I don't want the opponent to grow his unit to the point where it becomes a threat. The opponent still managed to drop down their unit. Yeah, I can do Emperor's Prosperity to kill that thing. It's worth it, just so I don't have to deal with a unit that's very large.
Your emperor commands.
Let's do Walls Duet, yeah. Give priority back to the opponent, make it so he is forced to play something. He doesn't play anything. Makes sense, I guess. Oh, that was a blunder. I forgot the units would be knocked back into the bench. It's still fine. The opponent is going to develop two blockers here anyway. My noses are getting very large. I might just straight up kill the opponent eventually. Let's end. That's fine. I'm honestly going to wait for the opponent to play something else, yeah. That way I get some value out of the Sandstorm.
Leave no trace behind.
He's just going to do the instant sentries for draw, okay. That's fine. I didn't need that unit anyway.
I am the Emperor's will. Teach our enemies the power
Ooh,
of
General's Palace. Fortunately, I can't override the vault landmark. Otherwise, I would have done so already. Developing a full board of Lochlings, yeah. That's to be expected, especially by this point when the opponent... Most of his deck is probably dead spell by now. The time has come. Do I attack? I'll wait for the next turn. Damage, now if the Poppy leveled up, the damage is just going to start accumulating by a bunch. Because I'm giving all of my units impact now. You know what? Let's do... I think we can close out this game if I do this. We go General's Palace, get rid of that unit. Then next turn we rally, which means we get to attack again. So we attack here, deal basically 200 damage. Next turn I draw 2, which is a problem. So let's do this. This makes it so we don't deck out ourselves accidentally next turn. It's fine. We might actually get to stick a unit on the board for once. Or a bunch of them. I don't need to do the Nasus, I think. I'm going to do it anyway. We release one unit, but we get rid of 2.
I am far from done.
And this allows us to go for Nasus champion spell as well. Please block opponent. Nice, that's exactly what I wanted. This maximizes the amount of damage it takes. Wait, really? Is that how it works? Damn. Well, this is still good enough, because it will allow me to kill the opponent with the champions I have on board next turn. Unfortunately, we sacrificed the rally for it.
The order is given.
And GG. I don't know how quick we would have done it by just trying to proc the vault, but I think this was the funner option. Just deal with 800 damage to the opponent's Nexus. Get a longer game for once, instead of just straight up killing the opponent on our second offensive turn. Oh. Now we don't get an item for Azir. That's a bit unfortunate. Let's try to reroll. Nope. No items for Azir. Guess we give Poppy Spell Shield and Regeneration. Doesn't feel that great, but I have no better options. Out of the gates or new student? Let's do out of the gates. That way we get 2 units right at the start. Obviously we're going for the Ruin Runner. Let's take on that vicious enemy for the extra rewards. Do this. I guess I'll keep the Pilfered Goods as a sort of 1 mana buff my entire board. I'm not even keeping it for the draw. Oh, this is actually going to be a rough game for once. We didn't get any of our cheap champions in our opening hand. We instead get action, or we just get action. Let's try to do this.
Villains beware.
Kill that unit. Work on proccing the Warlord's Palace. That's going to make it so we can get a draw. Please play another unit. That's another unit in a way. It's not exactly what I wanted. I can still develop the Poppy and she kills both of those things relatively safely. Nasus is massive now. Can now drop down Nasus as a way to clear units. We also have Renekton as an option now. I want to get through my deck, I think, so let's do the River Shaper. Just so we get something else out of this attack. It's okay. We only need to worry about the opponent having units on the board when the priority is passing back to me. So for now we can keep those 2 around. Ooh. You know what? It's a good thing that I picked up that spell shield for the Poppy then.
Show them no weakness.
I want to keep the Nasus and the Renekton in my hand. Yeah, let's keep them. Keep them in our hand. Let's do the blades here. It passes priority back to the opponent, but it's okay because we get... Oh, I thought the opponent was going to develop blockers and then I would have to Renekton to kill him. But I guess the opponent just wants to die. Otherwise he wouldn't have just passed priority with full mana.
Our home, our ancestors are safe once more.
That was underwhelming. I guess the opponent tried to make it through with just spellcasting, but it wasn't enough. Yardle Squire, I guess. Doesn't really seem that great, but I have no other options. Adaptation, it's great with all the champions we're playing. Okay, it was a bad upgrade for our deck in terms of cards, but a good one in terms of powers. So I'm not going to complain too much. Definitely keeping this hand. The more champions the better. Even if our first turn is going to be weak, never mind, we got the Azir. With Azir around I can just go Azir into action. Now that we know that the action doesn't get the benefits from the items. We'll just attack with these ones. I don't want to compromise the Azir.
Glorious sacrifice.
Next turn I can go either Poppy or Renekton, depending on what happens. One's trying to kill the Azir. Why is he doing this? You know what? I'm going to take it. Only if he plays something will I play a unit in response. Yep. To Renekton.
The sands of Shurima will be stained with blood.
That is actually scary. But the opponent developed the second unit, so I'm now okay with playing another champion.
Swing low, send them sky high. I'll make you proud.
Well, that just secures our victory. Yeah, the fact that our champions are basically killing 2 units for free is definitely what's scaring us. I do feel kind of good about this setup. In the normal game, it actually feels like this deck struggles a bit for the first few turns. First and second turn, you might get overwhelmed, but I think it's mostly because of the draft we got here, where we just have a nice chain of champions. That's what we desperately want with this setup, is to just chain champions. Do I want any of these? I'm tempted to pick up this Sunstone Chimera just because it's fun. But nah, let's just grab the power. It will be relevant sometimes. Then we cut a card from our deck. I think we cut the Endless Devout. And now we take on Ezreal. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this encounter is actually challenging for once, because the opponent can just combo you out by just using that one specific card that makes your units take extra damage from all sources, and then he attacks with an overwhelm unit and just one-shots your Nexus because for some reason the damage the units take gets increased and then is transferred to your Nexus, even though I don't think that makes any sense.
Good people don't look the other way.
I wanted the challenger to get rid of the Ezreal. That's a bit annoying. I'm still going to be able to chain champions next turn though, so it could be worse. We can go Irelia, maybe Poppy if I desperately need. So far so good. Let's do Irelia.
No mercy for those who desecrate our home.
Get rid of the opponent's Ezreals. Never mind, he gets another Ezreal. Well, then I have to go Poppy then. Let's override the landmark.
Those around here somewhere.
Just use the action to trade into one of these Phantom Conservators.
I have lost everything, even my name.
Can you stop playing stuff?
Not your name.
I guess I'm doing Nazas then.
Sorrow weighs upon me, but death could
Not
be
yet,
expansive
Victory. I
eternity
am far from done.
stretched out before me.
Just do Nazas to try and keep stuff under control by debuffing the opponent's board a little bit.
In Shurima's name.
He has another Ezreal, damn, he just started with all of his Ezreals in his opening hand, it seems. Well, the opponents... I'm going to level up Azir here, yep. The opponent develops a massive board of blockers. And the Ezreal did grow a bunch. But I still think I'm fine. I'm going to draw until my hand is full here, as I draw all of my champions. Unfortunately, I override the Renekton.
To shape the world
That's one of the. That's the exact champion I wanted because it's the only one I don't have on the board.
Rises and the cycle is complete.
It's fine though. Now we have an additional board space.
Your emperor commands.
This life ends.
There it is. Normally, I remember. I'm traumatized by that card. I got one shot by that card in the exact same scenario I was describing at the start of the game. But the opponent decided to use it defensively, so now you don't have to worry about it. At least not for this turn. I want to get rid of this thing. The unfortunate part is that it has spell shield, so I can't just siphoning strike that thing down.
999, 1000, let's go.
In that case, do I just attack with everything? I am going to hold back the Ezreal, or not the Ezreal, the Azir. I want to keep him around.
We usher them on.
He's killing my Poppy. Just to pilfer goods, maybe draw something that saves Poppy here? No. Sure. The opponent gets his entire board killed. I still have a Poppy on the back of this.
Your emperor commands.
Yeah, sure. I'll pass. Really? Nothing? Let's get rid of the curse. Let's do this. Force the opponent to answer with something. And now I have a full board of blades attacking him. And an Irelia.
We were born in the First Land, and we will defend them until the end.
He has full mana. Oh right, he can't play anything because the first card he plays every turn deals damage to his Nexus. So any card he played there would probably kill him. That's why he was refusing to play anything. It makes sense. Ooh. So yeah, that last encounter was actually kind of challenging. Still won though, and that's all that matters. So yeah, that will be it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye. Till then.